Hey everybody, Mark here at Twanger's Turntable. Welcome back. Or thanks for tuning in if it's your first time dropping by here at Twanger's Turntable. Going to do something a little different here. Just like to get people's feedback on. I don't have a whole lot of disposable income to be buying vinyl. However, especially with the way prices have gone recently in the last couple of years, for new vinyl, it's in some cases 2 or 3 times as much as it had been previously. And with used vinyl, of course, it's the same thing. It's supply and demand, right? So as the vinyl resurgence has escalated, so too have the prices. So I've been trying to find creative ways to get some of the vinyl I want. Of course, I use Discogs, and I will browse some of the mom and pop stores, and even the what do you call them? I don't know what they call them elsewhere, but there's places here like Salvation Army, Value Village, things like that. But man, it's slim pickings at those places, and the ones you do find are, to put it in standards of something that maybe the VC is familiar with, the vinyl community, for those who don't know the VC. Something in those places may be good condition to very good at best. And I tend to buy stuff that I hope to be very good plus, at the very least, when I'm purchasing from Discogs. Anything on my list, that's usually the minimum that I'll even go for. There's a few local buyers here where I know they grade their vinyl pretty conservatively. So in some cases I've got a couple of very good from those buyers that I already know that are in really good condition. In fact, there may be a few crackles at the beginning, but once the music starts, it sounds great. I digress. So what I'm leading to here is I've been trying to find creative ways to buy new vinyl without breaking the bank, right? Because they are quite expensive. So I'd like to know your thoughts on that. What do you do as a means to get vinyl that you may otherwise not be able to afford? I've recently found some vinyl that are in discount bins for various reasons. And I'm not, as I mentioned in some of my other videos, I'm not a huge audiophile. I listen to vinyl for the experience of, it's the ritual of putting the vinyl on, looking at the artwork, and as I've said many times, the packaging, the way the outer sleeve, inner sleeve, lyric sheets and all that are combined to make this whole package. Other medias just can't compete. Even discs that are done well, like CDs. Speaking of that, give me a second. I'm going to show an example. This one here that I purchased a couple of years ago, it's the Fear Inoculum compact disc deluxe with the screen inside and all that. At the time, I believe this one was 40 bucks Canadian. I don't know what that is US dollars, maybe 25, 30 bucks US. But that's expensive for compact discs. Great album, don't get me wrong. I believe it's, justified in that regard. However, to buy the equivalent of that on vinyl, as you may or may not have seen, is a couple $100 for the box set of Fear Inoculum. You may find bargains on it, but that's just it. If I want to buy it brand new, where I was going with that is what's included in a set. When you buy a vinyl, you get the outer sleeve with the artwork, fantastic artwork. What I traditionally knew as a that's what I grew up with. That was what I was familiar with, and then switched to cassettes and compact discs. You know the story. Many of Generation X or whatever, my generation and previously, that's the way it was. It was vinyl. And when compact disc came along, most people purged their vinyl, and but not the hardcore audiophiles. The audiophiles were always still out there, and thankfully they actually were the impetus to a lot of the resurgence we're seeing now. They held fast with the vinyl, and for them, I guess it is the superior audio sound. That appears to be their argument. I don't know what side of the coin you fall on. With my system, that's not part of the argument. I don't have a high audiophile, high-end system. I've got an old 1982 Pioneer PL400 turntable, really old JVC amp, old Technique speakers. One of the woofers there, it's just a passive, right? That's they're not, they're a three-way speaker, right? Tweeter, mid-range, and woofer. So when I put my vinyl on, it's more for the experience, although I do want them to sound good as best as I can get. So what I'm getting to here, what's most important to you? Is it the condition of the vinyl? You go for that. Is it the condition of the outer sleeves? Is it both? I think both are important, but ultimately it's the vinyl to me that's so important. And the reason I'm saying this is because recently I found some in bargain bins, and I just want to share them. And they're all for usually 20 bucks Canadian or thereabouts, which is again what, 15 bucks US. So one of the recent ones I got, Sabotage, Power of the Night. It's on clear vinyl. The vinyl sounds great, and even the outer sleeve came with the hype sticker and whatnot. Nothing terribly wrong with it. There's a few imperfections, but it's got that cool, gatefold that opens up. And here's why, as far as I can tell, the reason why it was in bargain bins is, I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can see along the top there, a few wrinkles, a few imperfections, but nothing terrible. You can see a little crease there, here and there. So for me, I'm not putting these on display in a museum or anything, and I'm going to play them. So ultimately, what's most important is the condition of the vinyl. And any of these ones I've purchased, and I do have a pile of them here, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the vinyl. The actual wax is dead quiet. It seems to be. So I'm going to go through them. So there's Sabotage, Power of the Night, the reissue of Pyromania, Def Leppard. Again, I don't see anything wrong with this, and the way they were advertised. Some of them are from Amazon. The way this is the German, made in Germany, German pressing. I guess that's the reissue ones all are, to my knowledge. I don't know. I'm not in-depth knowledge in that regard. But I love this album. This is, to me, their last really good one. On Through the Night and High and Dry, and this one that's Def Leppard to me, personally. Everybody has their preference. This one I just featured recently, Echo and the Bunnymen, Crocodiles. It's got a little crease up here in the corner. This one's got some noticeable imperfections on it, but Jack White's debut, Blunderbuss. I'll hold that up close so you can see it. There's some damage on the outer sleeve here. But otherwise, again, as I mentioned, the vinyl itself is fine. I've played it, I've listened, and as I alluded to with my system, no complaints, none at all, and can't beat the price. When I'm trying to, I'm still relatively new in the vinyl community, but not new to vinyl. I've always had vinyl to some degree, but as I mentioned, went away from it for a while, but trying to build up just of ones that I want. So I don't have a lot of, I wouldn't suggest a variety or even one artist's entire catalog of anything. Maybe, no, not even Maiden. Like Maiden, my favorite band, I don't even have all their stuff. I don't have any Blaze Bayley, none of the more recent stuff. But it's the stuff I really want, and I tend to get on vinyl. And some of these are they're not even, I couldn't even consider them blind buys anymore, because you can go on and check out an artist online, you know, Apple Music or something. This one I featured recently, Minor Alps. And again, it's got slight damage to the outer sleeve. Vinyl sounds fine. So I don't know, hard to justify paying, you know, in some cases here in Canada, $40 or more for a vinyl. And these are, well, that Minor Alps one, I think I paid $14 for that Canadian. So what's that, $9-10 US. This one I had on my list for a while. Again, it's a great classic, David Bowie, Young Americans, and I don't see anything wrong with it. You know, the vinyl sounds great. Even the outer sleeve on this one is fine. So I often wonder if maybe there are items that have been returned, but you know, is it like the car dealer that's scratch and dent or gently used? I don't know. But these have all been sealed. There's no re-shrink wrapping, well, to my knowledge. But again, as I mentioned, that's kind of irrelevant anyway. Royal blood. Now I know some of these are not everybody's cup of tea, but some of this new rock is not bad. You know, it's certainly not my preference. My preference is the older classic rock, hard rock, metal. But I do like some of the newer acts. Royal blood. It's a duo. There's two dudes playing here, and the drummer is phenomenal. If you've not heard them, I still would like to hear the debut. I had their debut on CD, but not vinyl. Arcade Fire. Again, there's some slight imperfections on the outer sleeve. It's actually encased in a plastic sleeve already that you can remove, and then this is the actual gatefold. But yeah, it's very minimal. Some of the stuff on here is embossed too. It's pretty cool. It's actually a nice cover. But minor little, can you see that in the corners? Like, I don't know if that's an issue for you. Like, let me know what you think. Like, would you purchase, you know, these discount vinyl, or would you pass on it just due to those minor imperfections? I won't bother putting that one back in. Here's one. I'd heard of these guys. I actually have their CD, and I'd heard them probably 10 years ago or so, but I think this is their debut. But M83, this is a reissue from 2021. This one, you know, it's got some creases in it for sure, but again, the vinyl sounds fine. It's a 2 vinyl LP. Uncolored vinyl, this one, orange vinyl. Yeah, sounds good. I already had a copy of this, but when I saw it for, I think, $18, $20, I grabbed it. This is the 50th anniversary deluxe edition of Blackout, Scorpions Blackout. Album, you know, vinyl sounds pristine. No issues there at all. And that's just, there is some glue on the outer cellophane where there was a hype sticker that I did take off. Probably should have left it on since I'm leaving the cellophane shrink wrap on there. But yeah, it's got some damage there in the corner. But that's it. I mean, there's nothing. Again, vinyl sounds perfect. No issues. Like these guys. Picked this up again. It was $20, I think. But Black Rebel Motorcycle Club, Wrong Creatures. This is great. It's a double album. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Black Crows at Morica. This is their third release. And yeah, absolutely nothing. A couple of these, I'm not huge fans of these ones. I had them back in the day, but I prefer their first two. But there are a couple of good tunes on these. Wild Side is a good one. Something for Nothing. Yeah. You know, that's probably Wild Side's a good one. I like the early Crew. And I got this one as well. Dr. Feelgood. Is there anything else on there that's worthwhile? I'm not sure. I know Kickstart Your Art and all that's the huge one, but didn't do a lot for me. And not many people know that these guys actually did a second album after Upstairs at Eric's. This is You and Me Both by Yaz, or Yazoo. Their first album was released under the name Yaz here in Canada. Maybe all in North America, I don't know, but Canada for sure. It's actually really good. Alice Moyet, fantastic female vocalist. And this one, this is the final one. The Districts, A Flourish and a Spoil. No, this is cool. It's a matte finish, like flat black finish, and really good stuff. So that's it. Those are some of the ones that I've picked up, and I mean these are over the last 6-7 months or more that I've picked them up. But I just keep an eye open for that kind of stuff because ultimately for me it's the condition of the vinyl, and they are all in fantastic condition. Let me know what you think. I'd be curious to know. That's why I'm doing this. What are your creative ways to continue to purchase vinyl without breaking the bank? I see some of the vinyl that are, you know, $60, like the pre-order for that latest, not the latest, but the reissue of Sabotage. I think is $80 when I checked, Canadian. It's hovering between $50 and $80. It changes. But that I'm not paying that kind of money for a vinyl. I mean, it's got to be more than just one record included in that to justify for me. But that's it. That's going to do it. If you like what you've seen, agree, disagree, let me know. Give a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll leave it at that. I'll see you on my next one, whenever that may be. But thanks for stopping by, and cheers to all those out in the BC. Take care, everyone. Ciao for now.